Hello and welcome to TelecomTV. I'm Martin Warwick. We're here at a BT-sponsored automotive event at the top of the BT Tower in the centre of London. And I'm talking with Hubertus von Rohne, who is the VP Global Industry Practices at BT. Hubertus, thanks for talking to us. What trends is BT seeing in the automotive industry right now?
Well, I think there's probably one overarching trend that is very relevant for the industry, but also for us, and that's the fact that the automotive, the car, is becoming a device. Where the car has been just a construction, something that has transported people from A to B, has become a luxury object, it becomes more and more a device that's full of technology. And that obviously is at the core of what BT is doing.
We've been looking at various trends such as big data, telematics, the cloud, the connected car, the Internet of Things, M2M and so on. How is BT helping car manufacturers prepare for the opportunities that these trends are going to throw up?
Well, I think there are two particular areas where BT can make a difference. The first one is security. You mentioned a lot of data floating around the car. It's not only the data that is coming from the car into the customer's home or into the garage, it's actually also the car transponding data with the red light in the future, in the smart city and so on. So there's a lot of data that will be created in and around the car. And that has to be managed and exploited and actually used. And that's exactly where BT can do two things. Firstly, secure the data, that it's not being hacked, the car itself, or the data being misused. And secondly, helping to analyze the data. So these are the two strong points I think we can play. And obviously, that will be supported by our ability to use our infrastructure globally.
And how are car manufacturers deploying networked IT to drive efficiency in their own core business practices?
One of the biggest commercial financial concerns for car manufacturers, for automotive companies, is actually the warranty costs. So any means to reduce those is of big use for automotive companies, and that's where actually a company like BT comes in. If we can help to reduce warranty costs through intelligent use of data, because they know better when to predict a fault of a car, when to prevent recall of cars, it has a huge beneficial effect on car manufacturers. So that's a key focus for them, and we can help them with that.
And what does BT have in the innovation pipeline that will support the automotive industry of the future?
Well, there are a couple of things actually that are in the pipeline. A lot of that comes from our industrial park facilities, where we have a lot of, a couple of thousand of engineers working on innovative solutions, plus the scouts around the world that are sourcing for new ideas. So it's actually a combination of us developing ideas plus partners. The areas I would like to point out is security. We have credentials in security space, and we are probably at the forefront of exploring how to secure the data that's floating back and forth from the car. So that is where you can expect to hear more from BT. That's one area. The second area is indeed in the smart city space. Connected car will become part of the wider connected home, where people really regard their house, their apartment, and their car as the nucleus of their connected home. So data floating from the car to the home and back and forth. Obviously, BT, in particular in the UK, has a strong play there, because we're connecting a lot of customers, both in their home as well as via Wi-Fi service and so on in the future on the car, on the move.
And a final question then, a bit more speculative than the others. What do you think, looking forward, say 10, 20, 30 years, a generation, what's a car going to look like? I don't mean what is it physically going to look like, I mean what will it do, what will it be?
Well, I think, my personal view is there will be two types of cars. One is the functional car that really transports you from A to B, and probably it will look a bit different from today, but in principle it will still be a vehicle that gets you from A to B, and that's probably the one that I will be using, because I am probably not so much up for the second one, which is a complete luxury object. So a device that can do lots of things for you, and is sort of fancy in its outlook, but also on the outside as well as on the inside, full of technology, and is more a device than actually a car. So that is, I think, what will happen, a divide in the two directions, functionality and luxury.
Hubertus von Rohne, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.